Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the two-time defending Oxford Plains Speedway track champion, Max Cookson, in the super late model category. How's it going?
I'm doing really good. We're coming off of a couple great past weeks, and everything's great right now.
I should also add that he is also a 2023 finalist of the Quickie Driver Development Program and chasing after the Quickie Cup. So going into, of course, you won the championship last year. And then, of course, it was a tight battle the last few weeks. Obviously, we all know what, of course, you were on here last time about, and unrelated to what this one was. But overall, it's been a pretty good year, but it was a really good battle throughout the summer. Just kind of battling your way through, getting solid results. I know for anyone that's not familiar with Oxford's point system, once you win, you have to start in the back every week. So obviously that was a challenge to you, and I know that you and Dave Farrington had quite the battle this season. But overall, you got it done. A two-time track champion. How about that?
Yeah, it's at the start of the year, our plan was to run full time past North and past National.
Right.
And over the winter, we had built a brand new car from Jeff Taylor, distance, and plan was we just kind of went to the first Oxford Weekly race because you can buy 4 tires and draw for your starting spot and race. And we ended up winning that race. And then we came back the second week for the race, and then you're in the tire rotation. So we bought 2 tires, and then the handicap starts once you win. So we started 20th week 2. We won from 20th. Now, so at this point, we got a massive points lead, and just because 1-1, and a couple of the guys that we knew would be strong had some off weeks. So the biggest issue is between running all of past North and all of past National, there was 2 conflictions between the Oxford Weekly Series. Now we knew that, and we thought if we could get one of them to rain out, that we could do it by missing a race and still win the championship. And then Lady Luck really set in our sides, and both of the races ended up raining out. So then it was like, oh my God. So we had never even went into the season, thinking about even trying to win the Oxford Weekly Championship and try to do the past ones. Because for one, no one's ever won both of them or all 3 of them. But then on the flip side of that, no one's ever even tried to win them all, just because, it's always either too many races or scheduling conflict, or no one's dumb enough to try and do it. There's a bunch of different reasons why no one's ever done it. So ended up being we had a few rough weeks there, just starting in the back and getting caught up in some messes. So we went in the last few races, really tight on points. And the race before the championship race, we had a really, really good week, and was able to give ourselves, a little bit of a gap going into the last one, and just managing the last one, and could have easily, forced the issue a little bit and had a podium run, but we just maintained, and I think we came home 6th and locked up the championship. So to be able to do that one, and that one's done and over with, and I think we have 4 or 5 past North and that, or there's 2 national races left, and then I think 5 overall. So we're looking really, really good in those ones. So it's feel like almost kind of, it seemed weird that the Oxford Weekly one would be the hardest one, but I feel like that one's kind of done and over with, and it's a big sigh of relief because 2 years in a row I've won opening day at Oxford in the weekly stuff, and then just every week's like 20th and 50 laps, and it gets painful. So I think this year weekly racing, I think 12 or 13 races that it is, I think we passed like 180 cars, and so we were like plus 10 minimum every night. So be able to get that one done, and then like you said, a great battle with 2-time KDDP finalist and big advocate of the program, Dave Farrington. Battled with him and was able to get it done. So that one was really big to get.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that, going through all that and getting all that done. And now there's still more championships left to chase. As you said, yeah, I think you have only like 5 more races left. So kind of preview where you're going to be at these next few weeks, and then as you kind of just as you kind of wrap up the 2020 your 2023 season in the next few months.
Yeah, so the past 3 weeks have been nuts. Really, just this was past month with Hudson and the whole thing happening there and winning that race, and
Yeah.
then the 250 was such a big event this year, and we had such a good weekend there. Led a ton of laps and was in the hunt at the end of it, and just missed it that little bit, but to come home sixth and lead 125 laps in that race was a super day. And the thing with Bubba and getting to talk to him and learn from him, and have him in the other car was super cool. And then
Yeah.
we went to the Boss Hog 150 race, and was able to win that, which was a big one. It's really the second biggest race in New England other than the 250, being the biggest. So everything's been really, really good, basically the past month. And I think we go to White Mountains this weekend, and then we go to Spud, Thunder Road, and then maybe Thompson. I'm not sure if we're going there yet. And then the past 400 weekend at Oxford. So we're looking to wrap up, the other two championships. And it's been a season long grind. Having a points race, is far different than just going out there and racing. Because there's a lot of races where you just gotta kind of give up a spot and be smart, and you can't take those big risks. It's risk versus reward. So sometimes you can't force the issue, and you gotta sacrifice a spot for the grander scheme. So that's definitely hurt us a little bit in the stats wise, but I mean, we've still been able to win 5 races, and I think we're at 13 top threes right now and 17 top five. So it's been a heck of a year. So in the past North and National, we've got a pretty sizable lead right now, but really just need to focus. And the biggest thing is just you can't have those DNFs. You can't have those bad days. In the North, there's been 10 races, and we've had 7 top fives and 2 sixths and a seventh. So we've just had good days every day we've been to the racetrack. So it's just testament to how hard we've been working, and no mechanical failures on anything, and bringing a well prepared car to the racetrack.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that you're, being a part of KDDP, you also have it's not all on the track, it's also off the track as well. What are you doing? I know you've gotten to do a lot of cool things this year. So kind of talk about what you got coming up.
Yeah, so I guess I'll kind of recap since the last time we talked, and I think since then we went to the Travis Mills Foundation,
Yeah.
which was super awesome. So Travis Mills has a foundation, a beautiful, I guess almost resort you'd want to call it, here in Maine, about an hour from where we are, and it's for post 9/11 veterans get to come there for a week. They bring their families, because a lot of things you don't think about, when you get when you're disabled and you're missing limbs and whatnot, and you got to be in a wheelchair and all that stuff, and you have kids, like trying to go on a vacation, you got to figure out how to get the wheelchair on the airplane and do all that, and then how to get the rental car, and there's just so much stuff that they have to go through. And with the Travis Mills Foundation, they take them to the airport, and they pick them up at the airport, and they bring them there, and they have everything they need, and then they take them back to the airport, and just it's a week where they can just you know be good, just have good time with their family. And it's such a beautiful place. They can go boating, go out on the boat, go kayaking. They have a world class swimming pool with a chairlift, and um different controllers and stuff for video games, for the different disabilities. If you're missing a hand or missing both hands, being able to have different ways to be able, because what it means to them, just be able to sit on the couch and play video games with the kids, they're not able to do that stuff. So that was such a cool time. We brought the race car there, and they got to check it out and sit in it, and they loved it. And then, really, we spent probably an hour or two just standing around the car talking to a bunch of different families. And then They welcomed us to, to just stay and spend a few hours, and went down by the dock and made, a really good connection with a few of them, and just talked, just about different things, just life, and what's going on with them, and what are they doing, and so it was really, that was more than any of the schools we've been to, and those have all been so great, and everything else we've done, but that one was unbelievable to go and do, and was so honored to be able to do that. And we did a big backpack fundraiser. We literally had 30 backpacks full of school supplies in all of them, and was able to take a bunch to Oxford. They did a deal for that, and then take a bunch to my middle school, my local middle school here in town. And we've been continuing to do 2 or 3 different fundraisers for the Autism Society of Maine. I'm nearing my season-long goal of being able to donate $3,900 at the end of the year to go to them. So everything's going, really good, off the track, being able to do everything, and, just, taking all the opportunities I can get with that. And, different people reach out, all the time. Hey, would you be interested in doing that, or this? So we got an event planned for next week. We're taking the car to actually the bank in town, and going to set a table up there and do a fundraiser for the Autism Society of Maine.
Awesome.
We got a bike ride coming up in October. We're able to get, I think, already like 15 bikes to be able to donate to them, for kids that don't have them. So we've definitely got a bunch more stuff planned for our off the track activities, and everything's going super awesome there.
All right. Well, Max Cookson, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and best of luck this weekend. I know you're no, we will definitely have you on again sometime, because might be some more things to talk about.
Awesome. Thank you, Casey.